What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here from Darium's Competitive Pokemon. Gonna be playing a game on PTCGO, and today I'm rocking Buzzwole Lycanroc. In my opinion, is the best deck in standard format right now. Even looking ahead, like this thing just seems like it's going to just stay strong. I can't imagine anything coming out of Ultra Prism that's going to dethrone this thing. I mean, it doesn't really rely that much on abilities, so Glaceon, can't see that being that big of a threat. Parallel City is so good against Decidueye decks, so things like Leafeon, I'm not worried about that. This deck is just so consistent, pumps out a huge amount of damage with Knuckle Impact, and it's just resilient. I mean, it has great typing. Zoroark GX is a force to be reckoned with in both standard and expanded formats, and you have fighting type Pokemon. Players are starting to tech just to deal with this deck. I mean, I'm seeing Mew EXs crop up in players' lists. I'm not too worried about Mew EX because I play my own Zygarde EX. I did away with the little baby Zygarde that I was playing for a little while. I am back to Zygarde EX right now. Looks like I'm playing against a Zoroark deck with puzzles and their own parallels. So interesting inclusion there on my opponent's part. I think the idea might be that if my opponent's Zoroark deck parallels me, then I can't parallel them. Oh, this is a Golisopod variant, so this should be an extraordinarily close matchup. So long as my opponent does not turn one end me, I'm going to have a fire start here. I have 2 max elixirs in hand, not a single fighting energy, Brooklet Hill, Ultra Ball, and this hand is great. I mean, this is a rockin' turn 1 hand here, so long as I get to keep it. My opponent, does know that I did get to take a bunch of mulligans, though, and it looks like they have 2 Wimpons and a Zorua, so they probably do not care about getting a Bridget turn 1. I have to imagine that they're going for a turn 1, and they are. So goodbye, sweet hand of amazingness that probably would have resulted in a turn 1 Knuckle Impact. We will we'll see you again one day, and we'll see what other probably combination of trash 6 cards I get off of this. Oh, this is that's more like it. This is the Buzzwole I know. It's kind of definitely a love-hate relationship with Buzzwole decks here, as far as just, I love the deck. It's so aggressive. So there we go. And we got the Lele. So we're good to go here. I don't have any Pokemon to go to as far as, oh, I have to play my parallel because I know my opponent plays parallel. So we want to do that. I also want to, I think, attach my strong energy to my Rockruff here. And we're just going to go ahead and I think I have to Lele for N. Yeah, so I am going to do that too. I don't want to get rid of these valuable cards in my hand. And then next turn, if I can get this Rockruff to survive the turn, which I probably can do here with a corner. I don't want a corner, though, because then my opponent can just DCE knock out my Rockruff. So I don't want to do that either. I think what I have to do, put down another Rockruff, or I promote my own Lele. I could see promoting the Lele, Ultra Ball, Guzma, and Rockruff. Ugh, that seems bad. I want an Ultra Ball for a Remoraid right now, so I think I have to do... I could do Max Elixir in Rockruff. That seems bad. I could do Strong Energy in Guzma. I think I have to get rid of the Guzma. And I think I also have to get rid of... Oh, the Strong Energy just seems so rough. The Max Elixir seems like a better idea, I think. Oh, gosh. I mean, that would just be such a good card. The Rockruff is going to be rough if we get our own Rockruff knocked out. I think we're going to get rid of the Rockruff. We're going to get a Remoraid. And then we're going to promote the Lele and just hope this buffs out next turn. So let's just retreat. And we're going to pass, and hopefully this works out. Hopefully my opponent is not just sitting on, Golisopod, Guzma. They have Evolution Soda. Have to imagine they're going for the Zoroark GX here. They are going for the Zoroark GX. Now they're going to be able to trade, which increases the... oh, they already have the Golisopod too. This is an interesting list. I'm not used to seeing Evo Sodas in Golisopod Zoroark at all. Oh my gosh, they have 3 Evo Sodas in that hand. What in the world is going on here? That was crazy. So they just did all 3 Evo Sodas before the trade. Thin those evolution Pokemon out of their deck. If they could just rip a Guzma here, then they're going to take out my Rockruff, which would be definitely bad for me. Looks like they didn't though, so maybe they're just going to retreat in first impression. Maybe they're just going to energy drive. I think either seems like a fine choice. Looks like they're going for the energy drive for 70, and that makes sense because they're going for a 2-hit knockout here. I have a Sycamore and an Artillery, so we are going to, I think, Max Elixir first to the Rockruff. That way we thin our deck. Give us another. There we go. Give us one more card here that we can Artillery for, and I think we just hope we hit like a Buzzwole or something here off of this, and we did. So that's perfect. We got a Buzzwole. We've got a Field Blower, so I'm probably going to Field Blower my opponent, their Choice Band here. And then I think I just need to hit a Float Stone off of this Sycamore here. I can... Let's see. I think that, yeah, the strong energy on the Buzzwole definitely makes the most sense. And then do I need this Regirock EX? I'm only, with my GX attack right now, I'm only hitting, 150, 170 right now. So enough to knock out the Lele. I don't need the Regirock. I don't think I'll need the Regirock for anything. So let's just go ahead and Sycamore the Regirock. All right. And we did get a Floatstone. We did not get a Lycanroc. So I think that I'm going to end up going in with Buzzwole here. Just with a choice banded Buzzwole. I could put the Zygarde down. I've already Abyssal Handed. So I think that that makes the most sense. I need to start piling on some pressure here. My opponent probably will first impression my Buzzwole. That's like a little bit stressful, but I don't, and I hate to just jet punch here. There's really no point in jet punching. I want to take one-hit knockouts. That's like all I want to do. But I have to... did my opponent even play a supporter last turn? They did not. So I think I can just afford to pass and then maybe just hope that next turn I can draw into something. That is a little bit of a sketchy choice. My opponent can just come up with the Golisopod and knock out the Lele then. So I think I will retreat. And then let's just do this. Choice Band, and we are going to Jet Punch, 30 damage to the Golisopod, and I think that's probably just my best course of action right now, just because I give them a free knockout with the Golisopod if they do just retreat. They didn't play a draw supporter, but with the trade, I have to imagine that they probably get something next turn. My board position is built up like in a pretty decent way right now. Like I know that they're not knocking out this Buzzwole. They could knock out the Rockruff, but if they knock out the Rockruff, then they target down, you know, a non-EX Pokemon. Though that non-EX Pokemon does have 2 energy on it, they only take 1 prize. So that was really good for me here. I don't think I necessarily want to play that N. I think I'd rather play something else. So let me see what all I can do. The Zygarde is rough. I don't want to attach to the Zygarde. I may just have to play the N and hope for the best. Just give my opponent some sort of out there. I could put the Floatstone down. I commit that energy somewhere, though I don't want to commit that energy anywhere. I don't want to commit it to the Zygarde for sure. I could go for Lycanroc, strong energy off the N. What then I'm doing, I still can't knock out that Zoroark, but I could do a good amount of damage to the Zoroark, which would be good. So I think I do just end here. My opponent can knock out, I mean, they need a Choice Band to knock me out. They do 120, that's only 180. So they need a Choice Band to knock out this Buzzwole. I think I don't attach to the Buzzwole. I think I hope that I get another Buzzwole off this N and an energy. So with the incoming Octillery here, I will be able to get that. I could also bring up something on my opponent's side of the field. So I think I do bring up the Zoroark. So I think I am going to Ultra Ball here. You know, the Guzma and the Lele. Let's just go ahead and get those guys out of the way. Let's get a Lycanroc GX. We're going to, I think we GX. Do we bring up the, oh, this is a tough decision. I could bring up the Zoroark, and then I'm hitting the Zoroark for Jet Punch 50, 80, 160, and then sniping something else. Then my opponent could knock out this Lycanroc, though, if they just have a Guzma. That's a little bit of a sketchy decision. Let's just go ahead and Abyssal for 1. I need to do something so I don't lose the game here. I'm just trying to think a little bit more. I went ahead and got that already. I want to max elixir to something. I want to get a second Buzzwole up and ready. I think if I do just bring that up, that probably makes sense. Let's just bring that up. Yep. Let's bring that guy up. Short. And then I do make it kind of tough for my opponent to be able to respond here. Let's just go ahead and rescue Stretcher up. Yeah, put a Pokemon from my discard pile into my hand, sure. And let's grab that. Let's see, if I grab the Regirock, actually, do I get the knockout here? I think I do. Yes, I do get, if I grab the Regirock, I could attach the strong energy to the Buzzwole, and then I'm doing 30, 50, 70, yep, and I get the knock. That's crazy. Okay, that's insane. So I do get the knockout on the Zoroark here. That's kind of like the best of both worlds, and I'm going to save my max elixir. So I do got the knockout, and then I'm going to put 30 more damage, I think, onto the Golisopod or the Lele. Probably just the Lele there. Put that in like critical range. So we do 220 damage with a Jet Punch, the mythical one-hit knockout on a Zoroark with a Jet Punch. That was a crazy turn. And now my opponent is in a compromising position. I am down to 4 prizes remaining. I have critical damage on a Lele that I can easily chip off with just one more Jet Punch. But my opponent needs to choose, do they either try to knock out the Buzzwole or they try and knock out the Lycanroc? Both of these guys are capable of pulling off big one-hit knockouts next turn. My opponent only has, Golisopod. They're going to need a choice band in order to knock out my Buzzwole here. So they're probably going to choose to try and knock out the Lycanroc on the bench. If they do choose to knock out the Lycanroc on the bench, then I am going to be able to take a big knockout with Knuckle Impact. So if they have Choice Band, nope, they're Crossing Cut GX. So they don't need the Choice Band. They're just going to knock out the Buzzwole. I think that's probably a smart decision on my opponent's part, but I've prepared for that as well here by saving myself that max elixir, knowing that I was going to need to power up another attacker the following turn. So let's see. I'm only doing 150. Oh, I'm in a tough spot. I'm only doing 150, 160. Okay, so let's go ahead and Ultra Ball here. Let's get rid of N in Lycanroc. And I could just whip up, if I hit both of these, I could just whip up a Buzzwole out of nowhere. Let's see, what's my energy like? 6 energy in deck. I'm cool. I can hit this. I believe in myself. Let's go ahead and go. If I rip this here, I could also hit Guzma, and I could knock out the Lele with Guzma. I'm in a great spot, actually. Like, this is fine. So long as I hit, I hit one here. If I hit the other, then I'm in an amazing position. I hit the other one. That is great. I get to Abyssal for 5. See what we hit. Can I hit, like, Guzma Energy or just Guzma? Guzma in general would be amazing. I did not hit Energy here. I don't think I need to, though. If I just Abyssal, that's 160. If I hit Choice Band, like, I'm going to be in a great spot. So let's just Ultra Ball in Brooklet Hill. We're keeping my opponent paralleled for sure. Let's get a Pokemon that we're definitely not going to need. How about that Zygarde? Don't see myself needing that thing. Let's just get that. And then we're going to Sycamore. Going to go for the knockout on this Golisopod, just with a strong or a Choice Band. The Choice Band will get us there. That is fine. Let's see, 170. Yes, I was just a little bit short, and I'm not going to try and hit that max elixir. So let's just go ahead. And now I am in a situation where it's very hard for my opponent to win this game. Getting the Knuckle Impact out of nowhere, 0 to 60, a 3 energy Buzzwole just coming out the cut there. Even with 2 fighting energy prized, still just ripping those max elixirs. And you can see just how insane this deck is. This is why I consider this deck just to be, the best deck in standard format. All the one-hit knockouts, all the aggression, Lycanroc GX being able to handpick whatever you want on your opponent's side of the field, Parallel City, limiting your opponent's options. I mean, this to me is just a great deck. I mean, it really is. And, even looking forward, Sun and Moon 5 Plus was being spoiled in Japan. And that set's got this card Beast Ring, and I think Beast Ring is totally crazy. Could go with Buzzwole. Beast Ring reads that like if your opponent has 3 or 4 prizes remaining, you can play this item card, and the item card allows you to search your deck for 2 energy and attach them to one of your Ultra Beast Pokemon. So whipping up a Buzzwole out of nowhere has gotten a lot easier with this Beast Ring card. So I mean, that's just insane. I don't, I think that that's just gonna make this deck even stronger than it was previously. And yeah, I mean, on paper, Golisopod Zoroark should be kind of a sketchy matchup anyway. Like maybe my opponent goes ahead and is able to knock me out with a Mewtwo or something like that. If they were able to finesse their way into Mewtwo DCE Choice Band, they could knock out my Buzzwole right now. But even if they do that, all I need to do is just Guzma up that Zoroark for game. Because of Parallel City sticking for so long, they were never able to get that Mewtwo out onto the field earlier. They were never able to kind of prepare their board appropriately. They only have one Zoroark in play. Parallel City just limits your opponent in all the right ways. What would be a very close matchup on paper, and don't get me wrong, still a close matchup. Like my opponent could finagle something here that I'm not seeing. I'm just kind of talking out, just kind of thinking out loud. My opponent could finagle a way to win this game for sure. My hand is big, but it is not good by any means. Having 4 energy in my hand, an Octillery, a Brooklet Hill, and a Max Elixir is not good. So my opponent probably thinks that my big hand is great though, and I imagine that they're probably trying to end me right now. And they need to get a Mewtwo or a Mew EX or something. I've heard that some players are even playing Mew EX. Oh, they're just going to go ahead. They're going to grab my Lycanroc. That makes sense with their Golisopod, and they're probably going to Armor Press, just making it even more difficult for me to be able to take a knockout on that Golisopod next turn. And that's fair. So they've put me in a bad spot. Like I need Guzma for game, and I have a huge hand with nothing good in it. And there, sure enough, there's the Guzma. So we got it. All right. So I was thinking I have 2 Guzma in deck and only 7 cards. Like I was going to have to have some sort of chance at being able to get it. So I guess I only had 1 Guzma in deck. So anyways, we got there. Very close game against my opponent there. Good games. I think that Buzzwole Lycanroc just such a good deck that, people are even teching against it right now with your Mew EX, with your Mewtwo Evo, stuff like that. But, the deck has the tools it needs in order to kind of fight through that opposition. Mewtwo EX by no means just wins you the game against Buzzwole. Mewtwo Evo by no means wins you the game against Buzzwole. With such an aggressive archetype like that, really anything can happen. So gonna go ahead and show off the deck list again. This is just my regional list. I consider this list to be optimal. I don't think that there's any changes I would make right now. I mean, the Zygarde EX, I think I'm playing the Zygarde EX right now just in case my opponent is playing Zoroark Lycanroc. That deck has nothing good to throw into a Zygarde EX. So if you do come up with a Zygarde EX, you can just Land's Wrath, like Land's Wrath at Mew EX, Land's Wrath as Zoroark. And if you get off 2 Land's Wrath back to back with Zygarde EX, like you're just gonna pummel through that deck. So really good against Zoroark Lycanroc. It doesn't get checked by Mewtwo Evo, doesn't get checked by Mew EX. So that's why I'm playing the Zygarde EX in here. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to let me know what do you think of Buzzwole in the comments below. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel. Peace.